So today, lads, we are going to be talking about the Seattle Storm and the Dallas Wings game, which I thought was a really interesting game. I think we learned a lot from the game. If I'm being honest, I do think there was a lot to be learned from the game, and it was a real interesting one. It was a real interesting one. Again, I do want to apologize here for the volume. It's definitely going to be low. It's definitely going to be bad. I am recording through my laptop microphone. I forgot to bring my microphone with me. I do want to apologize, and it's 3:30 in the morning, so I can't be that loud. So anyway, the Seattle Storm. I just want to put this out there. Um, of all the WNBA coaches to got fired last year, how Noelle Quinn stayed in her job is beyond me. Is beyond me. Like, you fired Therese Weatherspoon. Obviously, Christy Slicer would be fired, but you fire Latricia Trammell. Um, Fair enough, like Tanisha Wright. The Sparks fire Kurt Miller. Like, there's so many confusing situations where I'm like, why are these coaches doing this? Why are these teams doing this? And I'm like, how did Noelle Quinn? Obviously, because Becca Wimke said she wouldn't play for anyone else, but like Noelle, like this Storm team, so bad. Like it took them having the best shooting half I've ever seen to beat a terrible Wings team. They scored 23 points in the second half. Like, they scored 23 points in the second half, and they won. They won by scoring 23. They scored 25 points in the first quarter, 31 in the second, and 23 in the second half. As far as the Storm are concerned, they just got ultra hot in the first half. Like, non-shooter Gabby Williams went and hit 3 for 3 in the first half. Skylar Diggins didn't miss in the first half. Nneka Nwumeke was, in fairness, Nneka was really good. She was just really good the whole game. Alicia Clark was hitting in the first half. Didn't hit a 3 in the second half. And then for the Storm, like Leah Rue, I'm not joking when I say this. If you watch back the 12 minutes of Leah Rue, she might have played the worst 12 minutes of basketball I've ever seen a player play. I'm not joking when I say that. I think she might have played the worst 12 minutes of a player in history. Like, she got cooked on the defensive end. She was missing layups. Every time she touched the ball, she just started shooting. She couldn't catch a board. She could not do anything. And I'm sorry, Dominique Malonga showed way more in a minute and 21 seconds than Leah Rue did in 12. Dominique Malonga getting relegated to 1 minute and 21 seconds. What did she do in that 1 minute 21 seconds? She reached over, she caught a rebound she had no right to catch, but just reaching over, I think it was Alyssa Smith, just putting her arm over her and just grabbing the ball, and then she hit like a one-leg fadeaway. Like, she's being used as a pick and roll big. Why is she being used as a pick and roll big? Like, they're not allowing her to take advantage of her speed. Like, it is, why would you draft, why, if you're trying to win now, would you draft a developmental player? Especially because, again, looks like there's no development from Essie Magbagor. Essie Magbagor was unbelievable 2 years ago. She was like in All-Star talks 2 years ago. In All-Star talks last year. And had her best season overseas. So she was in All-Star talks last year. A lot of people thought she was robbed of an All-Star last year. Not only that, she was in All-Star talks a year ago. Had her best season and is suddenly like, I don't know what is wrong with Essie Magbagor. But like that, this is not the player that was there last year. Gabby Williams, I thought was really good today. Nneka was really good. Diggins. My Oscar Diggins tried to make it personal with Paige, and I don't think she won them. She necessarily won that matchup. But like, Diggins and Nneka played 36, 35 minutes. They're 35. Like, what is to be expected with 38-year-old Alicia Clark? What can this team expect? It seems terrible. Like, the Wings they are last year's Fever. You've got a bad coach. You've got a bad offensive system. You've got no defensive system. You've got a young star who is being told clearly to defer to an older player who's nowhere in the stratosphere of being as good as them. And that is the problem. Paige Bueckers is by so much the best player on the Wings. So, Alyssa Smith, actually, I thought she was good inside. And Alyssa Smith did what Alyssa Smith does. She scores on the inside, she plays no defense. Like, that's Alyssa Smith. She scores inside well, does not play defense. She had 12 points on 6 shots. She was good. She was good. She was aggressive. She worked well with Paige. She got out in transition pretty well. And after playing with Caitlin Clark for a year, it definitely did help with Paige. Dejanay, 18 minutes. I understand she's minus 17, but it's not her fault. The Seattle Storm, were hitting everything. And they were being told, it seemed like they were being told to leave them wide open. Hines Allen struggled a little bit. But by the way, Ty Harris, Paige on the floor at the same time. So much better than Arike and Paige. Maddie Siegrist, another 12-point game, but she hit 2 huge shots to bring them back in. And Tiara McCowan was really good. Because for some reason, every single time Tiara McCowan was on the floor, we had they put on Liru. So instead of just saying, you know what, we're going to put Magbour in, we're going to try to do something to kind of abuse Tiara McCowan. They were like, no, we're going to match up Tiara McCowan with a worse 6'7" center. Instead of trying to abuse the fact that Tiara McCowan is slow, like a lot of teams have done, we're going to decide to go even slower with Liru. Not even giving them longer a chance to go on McCowan and run. No, we're just going to just admit defeat that Liru is not as good, and when they're playing McCowan, Liru's in. But now onto the main 2 players. Yeah, Arike is like what would happen if you gave Lance Stevenson the keys to your franchise. Arike Ogunbowale is a less efficient LaMelo Ball. I actually looked. Arike, in fact, did. She, in fact, did have a game where she scored the last game of last season. Or sorry, when she played Indiana. Was it Indiana last season? I think it was the last game she played last season. So it was a meaningless game. They were already out of the playoffs. So I'm going to try find the last time Arike shot above 50% from the field. And I'm not counting the game against Indiana when they were already out of the playoffs. When they were already mathematically out of the playoffs. I'm not counting that. So you got to go all the way to... And above 50%. 50% exactly does not count. You've got to go back to the 19th of August, 2023. The 19th of August, 2023 was the last time in a non-meaningless game, as in she did it once last season when they were already out of the playoffs, last game of the season, she just went out chucking. She just went out and did okay against Indiana because the game didn't mean anything. In a game where you're fighting for seeds, fighting for playoffs, or before they're eliminated from playoff contention, or in the playoffs, 18th of August, 2023 is the last time Arike shot above 50% from the field. Not in a season, in a game. In a game. She's played 60 games. She's on a 50 game meaningful streak without shooting 50% in a game. In a game. And Paige is the most frustrating player because Paige is so good. Paige, you can see, Paige, that turnaround she shot in the first quarter early on, 7 of 14 from the field. I think she was 5 of 12 and then made her last 2. But down the stretch, in the fourth quarter, Paige was a non-factor. She wasn't even looking at the basket from the start of the fourth quarter until, in fairness, she shot a 3, Skylar Diggins fouled her. But until she got a steal, with about 90 seconds to go, and the game's over at this stage, it's about 1:10 to go. They're down 9, and she steals an inbounds pass and then scores a layup when, in garbage time. She scores a garbage time layup to get to 19. But Paige had the opportunity to take over a game, and she chose not to. And that is the most frustrating thing with Paige, is that Paige is the second most talented guard in this league. Just ability-wise. The second most talented. The problem is that she chooses to pass the ball to Arike. That is her choice. It is her choice to let Arike do Arike things. It is her choice to watch Arike pass her up for an open layup in the fourth, to throw a pass to Ty Harris in the corner. It's her choice to watch Arike in a 2-for-1 situation where the player goes to Arike, shoot a crazy double clutch reverse layup and going nowhere near in instead of passing the ball to her for a layup. It is her choice watching Enrique pull from 30 on the break, down 8 or down 5 with 3 minutes to go, instead of giving the ball out to her and continue to pass the ball to Enrique. It is Paige Bueckers' decision to pass the ball to Enrique. Like, she's so much better. Like, 8 assists for Paige. Quite a few of them to Alyssa Smith, who did a good job running. Like, a lot of it was in transition. Her throw-aheads were good. She looked really good in transition. She plays with her head up. Again, a couple of the assists were like, again, they were like, Caitlin hits them the same way, where it's like, she'll give the ball to someone, it'll take 7 dribbles and the ball's in the basket. It's headache and assists. But a lot of them were in transition, which I do think that there is a ability to link between her and Alyssa Smith in transition that could be very, very effective. 3 turnovers. There were a couple of turnovers that I thought were hers, but were attributed to other people. Like, I thought she was a little bit more turnover prone than that, but like, one of her turnovers in the fourth, she just threw the ball out of bounds. And I'm like, you have a lane for a layup. You're not even looking at the basket. You're not even looking at the basket. And that's why it's so frustrating, because Paige, I'm telling you, they went under a screen the first half. The first half, like, what was she 4 for 5 to start the game? And like, they're going under a screen, bam. But she keeps passing up open lanes. She keeps taking dumb shots as well, by the way. She's like, she gets in her own head sometimes and takes dumb shots. Defensively, I thought she did a decent job on Diggins. I think she's young. She's a young defender, so she switches off a little bit. So it's not like she's this perfect defender. It's not like she's locked down. But great steal there on Skylar Diggins at the end. They gave her the challenge of guarding Diggins. And I think she did a pretty good job at it. Like, all in all, I think Paige had a good game. She had a good game. But the annoying thing is that she just went missing at the most important stage of the game. They go into the fourth quarter, and they lost the fourth quarter by 3. So it's a 6-point game in the fourth. And until the game was basically out of reach, she was a non-factor in the fourth quarter. It was like she was not there. She wasn't looking at the basket. She was trusting Ty Harris shooting the ball. She was trusting Enrique shooting the ball. No, back yourself, please. And I really hope she figures that out. I hope she figures out she's the best damn player on her team. And that's the thing where it's like, the Wings absolutely suck. The only person that will stop Paige Bueckers from not only winning Rookie of the Year, but winning Rookie of the Year and being an All-Star is Paige Bueckers. And I really hope that she realizes that herself, because this is another game where it's like, Paige is so damn good, but this is so frustrating to watch. It is so frustrating to watch, because you've got Enrique who just will shoot anything. She will shoot anything. She does not care, no conscience. But then you've got Paige, who's a much better player, a better shooter than Enrique, a better passer than Enrique. She sees the floor better, smarter than Enrique. I'm not going to say handles the ball better than Enrique, because she doesn't. Has a better ability to create her own shot, can shoot over smaller defenders, can cook on the perimeter on bigger defenders. There is nothing other than looking flashy that Enrique, and running in transition, that Enrique does better than Paige Bueckers. But Enrique will trust herself to win a game by herself, whereas Paige Bueckers does not still yet trust herself to win these games. And I don't care if Paige is a rookie. She's 23. She'll be 24 at the end of the season. I don't care that she's a rookie. Like, she is what, 2 years younger than Luka Doncic? Like, imagine telling Luka Doncic 2 years ago. Imagine telling Luka Doncic 3 years ago, when he was making the Western Conference Finals and nearly winning MVPs. Or Luka Doncic 5 years ago, when he was 20. Paige is 3 years older than Luka Doncic was in the bubble, making all NBA first teams. And people were like, this guy's cold. He's the best. He's going to take over games. I'm sorry, like, when you come in as a super senior, when you're in as a super senior, not only a super senior who was already old for your class and then became a super senior, there's very little expectation of, or there's very little leeway for like, oh, young and nerves. No. You got to come in. You got to come in and be good. And Paige Bueckers is good. But Paige Bueckers has the ability to be great. She does. And she struggled early with the blitzes. You can see she just seems shell-shocked a bit with the blitzes. But again, she'll figure that out. She's good enough at the sport. But please, 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 Paige, please. I know you're not listening to this, and if you are, then please stop and just get off YouTube. But please back yourself. You are so much better than Enrique. If you want to go kick, if you want to give it to, honestly, if you want to give it to like Maddie, if you want to give it to Nalissa on the inside, if you want to give it to Tiara McCowan on the inside, or Heinz Allen, be my guest. Be my guest. Stop trusting Enrique. Because you better believe there's going to be enough times in a game where Enrique is just going to get the ball and she's not trusting you. So stop trusting Enrique, please.